Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to Bybit's pop-up livestream, our latest edition where we unbox all things crypto, from hot new listings, surprise giveaways, and more. I'm Shadi, your host for today, and I hope you've come prepared because we've got some huge news for you. It involves a brand new listing that's about to go live tomorrow. But first, a quick reminder, we love our community, and you know what that means. Giveaways, and more giveaways. Today we'll be dropping our first come first serve red packets, so make sure you stay glued to your screens and you can actually click on the red packets in the next couple of minutes for you to claim your first prize of 100 USDT. All right, let's jump into it and stay tuned so you can actually jump in and get those red packets. As you can see, there's a counter on the screen right now in front of you. Okay. All right, great. So now let's dive into what we're really here for today. I'm thrilled to announce a game-changing new project that's set to shake up the space. Introducing the one and only CARV. And who we have here today but CARV's CBO, their Chief Business Officer, Paul. Do we have Paul on our live?
Hey everybody, how's it
Hey
going?
Paul.
Hey
Fantastic.
Shadi,
Good
how you
to
doing
have you
today?
here. Thank you.
Good to
Thank
be
you
here.
for being here. Great. All right, perfect. So, Paul, could you tell us a bit about yourself and what CARV is all about?
Yeah, let's start with myself. As Shadi mentioned, I'm the Chief Business Officer at CARV. I joined the team about 2 years ago to lead all things business. It's been an amazing 2 years of growth for the team. I've got about 5 years of partnership experience. I think the job I'm most proud of outside of CARV was having a brief stint at Real Madrid on the digital business team there. So I got to live in Spain. I got to do some stuff in the sports world. It was a very cool experience, but I feel like there was a very easy transition. I think partnerships is synergetic no matter where you're at, right? My entire life, I've been a gamer. CARV is very much focused in the gaming vertical. So that, kind of expertise in my personal life as a gamer has been able to really apply to my professional aspirations as well. So a little bit about me. I guess I could also share, from America, but currently living in Thailand. So having a really good, Asian experience, which I think is necessary working in crypto. Maybe we touch on that a little bit later.
A little
When
bit
it
of
comes to,
Asian persuasion.
What's
A little
up?
bit of Asian persuasion.
A little bit of Asian persuasion, maybe a little bit of some other stuff too. But I think Asia is a great space to be for crypto.
Yeah, very
Moving
true.
forward to CARV, right? Focusing on CARV, why we're here today. CARV is very much focused on one main mission, and it's providing data ownership to millions of users on the internet, right? So that's our mission, and I think it's also a problem we're solving. I can get into that a little bit as well. But we're also tackling user acquisition in gaming, specifically Web3 gaming. I think it's 75% of game studios struggle to target their ideal gamer. And so what CARV can do is help them understand different user cohorts, different user profiles, right? Maybe there's a Web3 game that wants to find users in Thailand who play FPS, who spend X amount of money on this chain, whatever it may be. We take on-chain and off-chain behavioral stuff from users and help games see the bigger picture. So all in all, CARV has grown to about 6 million users over the past 2.5 years. And, we got TGE tomorrow. I'm happy to elaborate on anything we're really building and how the data ownership thing works. I think we're going to get into that a little bit, but that's just a really quick high level of what CARV is building and who I am.
So just to go back to the gaming part, what type of games kind of got you into this space?
What type of games got me into this space? Well, I've been playing since 99, right? So
Yeah.
Pokemon Yellow was the first game
Oh,
I
amazing.
ever
I love
played.
Pokemon.
I have a Pokemon shirt somewhere near me. I'm doing laundry right now. I don't know where it is. But I then started playing PlayStation 2 and GameCube a lot.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite game all time is Witcher 3.
Oh,
What
nice.
really got me, yeah, the best. What really got me into Web3 gaming wasn't a particular game. Rather, it was kind of the Axie Infinity boom back in 2021, 2022, and just seeing what GameFi was doing from an investment point of view and getting exposure through that. It's funny. I mentioned Shadi. I love gaming, but I game a whole lot less now that I work in crypto and in GameFi than I did beforehand,
Trust
right?
me,
So
I completely feel you, because as soon as you get home after a long day at work, or like just scanning the markets in general, you're
yeah.
just too tired to even like focus on anything. Like you just want to
Yeah, so
go hit the bed or something. Like
I'm
it's insane.
staring at my PlayStation 5 right now, and it hasn't been turned on in a long time. I usually go, do like 12
Collecting
hours
dust.
right now, 12 hours plus. By the time I get in my bed, I spend a little bit more time in the community, especially right now with everything that's going on. Myself
Yeah,
and our two community managers are sending like thousands of messages a day to our community talking about,
not surprised.
um, you know, yeah, different things about the token, different things about the project. I think many of our community is here. I've shared the link with them, so I hope they like what they're hearing.
Cool. All right. So what makes CARV different from other players out there? Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of, well, not a lot, but there are some projects that are trying to do what we do on account aggregation. And I think I should elaborate a little bit more on that in a second. But I think what makes us really stand out are three kind of main points: product, traction, and I guess community, but those kind of go hand in hand. On the product side, I think when I look at our websites, and our different, like our mobile app, et cetera, and then I look at the competition, there's nothing more smooth on the market, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased, but also our partners tell us that too. Anytime we work with somebody, whether it be on the CARV Play side or the CARV Protocol side, they always mention how easy and seamless the integration is, how easy, or how much support they also get from our product team when it comes to integrations. So I think really our product stands out as best in class. I think also it comes down to community and traction. I earlier mentioned 6 million users since 2022, right? But also our on-chain traffic went very, very crazy over the past few months. We were consistently number one on DApp Radar. I think, again, that's a testament to how great our product was and how excited people are about our project. But a little bit more about our community, right? We often host different partnered games for game nights. It's a great opportunity for developers to show off what they've been working on and get an intimate experience with our community. The biggest difference with our community game nights versus other community game nights is we actually show up and bring heads. Like several hundred to thousands of people come, listen to the founder or the dev, whatever, explain what they're passionate about while playing the game with them. You can't really find that in Web3 gaming and crypto gaming, right? It's still a very niche space. So I think CARV has really, over the past few years, grown ourselves to be a leader when it comes to pioneering products for data ownership, but also just like a great community to vibe with. I'm very much with our community team trying to build a cult, right? Take what we've learned from meme coin, trenches, etc., and apply it to community building and CARV. These people, while they do care about how great your product is, etc., they also just want to get along with the team and the founder and find community. A lot of people out there are looking for friends. I think they can find them at CARV, and that's kind of the community I'm trying to foster. So to hash out, and if like what I want people to take from that question is product. I think we're best in class compared to our competitors, and there's more users on CARV than anywhere else, and they're real users. They're going to show up and play your game.
You must have an insane team behind you, since you've like gathered almost 6 million users. That's an insane number to even fathom. Your team handles it quite well, right? With all the community members and all your users, on whether it's socials or whether it's in game or in general. Do they find any challenge like managing the community, or?
Yeah, I guess a little bit more color on where we're coming from in our team. Obviously, listeners know I've got partnership experience. I have one other Web3 project before I was working at CARV. I was at Real Madrid. I did sales a bunch, but the rest of my team is made up of wicked smart people, way smarter than me, right? We've got people coming from Coinbase, Garena, Tencent Games. So we've got a lot of experience managing, or managing products on the data side, also in the gaming side. So we have the team built and here to do what we've done and continue to build upon what we've built. When it comes to challenges, right now it just comes to I wouldn't say it's necessarily a challenge. The challenge is the time commitment, right? Like I'm having a lot of fun being in the community, but it's just very straining balancing partnership building, community, marketing. Kind of have to do all of those right now in my position, given where we're at as a project. But we have
Completely
an
agree.
incredible team of 40 plus that are in the trenches with me. I think many of them are watching this right now. I hope I'm making them proud. But Shadi, we definitely have a very strong team here at CARV that is ready to meet the challenge and expectations and demands that so many people are relying on us to do. For example, I mentioned that user base growth of 6 million. A lot of it was supercharged by a couple things, right? Obviously, we had an airdrop campaign that many people participated in. We had the Banana app we did go-to-market strategy for. Maybe I can talk a little bit about, what we're doing in the Telegram ecosystem. But our user base has really ballooned, which brings in a lot of different, people. There's the gamers, there's the, the traders, there's, very different cohorts within our community, all with different expectations. But I think the one thing that brings them all together is they want to see CARV succeed. And for us to get CARV to meet their demands basically and meet their expectations, we got to bring it. So it's a challenge, but it's also a challenge that I'm super thrilled about, and it gets me up out of bed every day. Like it's fun to do that. And I think tomorrow is just the beginning. It's not the end.
Yeah, of course. No, it's exciting to see that you took your passion for gaming, turned it into projects that is like your baby, and like now have 6 million users to cater for, and it's like an amazing achievement, and it's fantastic. And I hope you guys succeed with this. It's insane to hear. But also, like, let's jump into also like part of so our viewers, how can they become part of CARV's ecosystem, and what's in it for them? Are we talking about some juicy token utility, or what other benefits can they get?
Yeah, this is a great question, and it's going to allow me to elaborate on some stuff. But it's very easy to get involved in CARV. It's free, right? One of our main products is CARV Play. It's a discovery app. Find games you love, play games you love, find community members you love. But let's talk a little bit more, before we get to token utility, let's talk a little bit more about what we're building on the B2C front. We're tackling I guess a very big problem, right? Only so many Web2 centralized companies have like a monopoly on our data. There's no real products on the market that allow users to control when and where their data is accessed, to know when it is accessed, but most importantly, to also monetize from it, right? These companies take all of the bread, right? They take all the bread from our data. CARV is building something completely antithetical to that. We see a world where our users and millions of users on the internet share in that revenue generation. So what's taken place over the last year plus is these users are coming to CARV and aggregating all of their accounts on their CARV ID. CARV ID is an ERC 7231 standard, right? It's something we made, but put simply, it's almost like a passport, right? You can bind your Steam account to this passport. You can bind your on-chain accounts to this passport. So like your MetaMask, your Phantom wallet, Bitcoin wallet, whatever it may be, but also other Web2 socials like Twitter, X, Gmail, etc. You can bind all of that to your CARV ID. And what you can expect in the future is whenever, as long as the user is consented, let me say, whenever a game studio or an AI company or an e-commerce company uses CARV user data for whatever they want to do, then our users will be sharing in that revenue generation. So I got two examples for you. Let's do AI and let's do gaming. Let's say CARV and OpenAI are working together. OpenAI wants to train whatever model they have on CARV user data. If your user data is access to train that model, you're sharing in the revenue generation. Let's use a game example or a video game example. Let's say CARV is working with Off the Grid, a game that just went live in the last 24 hours on Avalanche from Gonzilla Games. I saw Ninja and Tim the Tatman streaming it late last night. It's great for crypto gaming. It's an FPS, extraction shooter. Maybe Off the Grid wants to work with CARV to find users in Thailand who transact on the Avalanche blockchain, but also most importantly, play hundreds of hours of Escape from Tarkov or Call of Duty. Well, we can deliver on that ask. The only difference is whatever user acquisition fees Off the Grid paid to CARV, there's going to be kickback for the users that were identified. So again, how users can get involved on CARV, why they should want to get involved with CARV. CARV is building something for you guys to take control of your data and generate, I hate this word, but passive revenue streams on CARV, right? So the more and more video games we work with, the more and more AI companies we work with, e-commerce, ad tech, whatever it may be, the more and more our users can expect in rewards on the CARV platform. And I think that's what I'm really, really passionate about. Web3, our thesis, the whole reason people are in Web3, decentralization, privacy, ownership. And I think we got that in spades at CARV. And I think that's the best part about what we're building. So I think I got all that without answering token utility. I'm going to pause, and Shadi, maybe you want to follow up with something I said. We can do token utility in a second.
Well, to be completely honest, I've been looking at the comment section and everyone's asking about token utility. So you might as well just kind of mention it.
Yeah. Okay, we
We've
can
had
get
a
into
few
it a little
people
bit.
kind of mention that.
Yeah, so I guess the token, not I guess. So you can view all the utility on our docs. I believe the site is docs.carv.io/carv-token utility. And there's various utilities, but mostly it's going to be used as a medium of exchange on our platforms. Users can use the CARV token for gas fees, etc. There's a campaign we've been running in the past few months called Infinite Play, where users have been using Sol, the points they farmed over the past few months, to stake in different rewards pools. That's going to be replaced with voting escrow CARV, which is just another form of CARV. It can be exchanged at a 1-to-1 ratio. So there's a lot of governance and utility on the CARV site, but there's also opportunities for CARV to work alongside our game partners to provide the extra utility for the CARV token. Had a very, very good conversation with a long-term partner of ours out in Korea who don't have any plans to have our own token. Rather, they want to work with CARV and other partners to allow our token to be used on their site, right? So it's just extra utility for CARV outside of the CARV site. So those are the kind of points I want to drive home. We're always looking to include more utility for our token, but I believe that there's going to be some really cool things we're able to do. Just being in the gaming space, there's so many people we've worked with over the past few years. And we have a great team, and I think we've done a really good job building a reputation. People want to work with us. So I think there's going to be a lot of cool things coming for the CARV token.
I guess you guys have a lot planned for the future, and at the moment you're focusing on what you have built so far, enhancing all the products for the whole package for the community right now, especially with the amount of users that you have. You're kind of improving on that. But what is on the roadmap for, let's say, this quarter, Q4? And can we get a little sneak peek into what's coming up in 2025?
Yeah, absolutely. Roadmap for this quarter, obviously tomorrow, right? Big TGE. So everything, all the focus is on that right now. But in the future, right? I guess the one big alpha we could share is looking at upgrading our CARV protocol, right? Our data infrastructure into its own L2 or L3. Over the past few years, we've driven 240 million transactions to other chains that we've worked with. CARV has over 40 chains that we support right now. Close partners include like OPBNB, Ronin, Linea, and many, many more. We can dive into some partnerships maybe in a follow-up question. We're looking at bringing all of those home to one place on a CARV consensus layer. So in the future, users can expect a CARV chain, perhaps, moving forward. Would that be ready in Q4? I don't know. That's for my CTO and CPO to answer, correct? Right? But additionally, while we do plan on having our own chain in the future, that doesn't mean we're going to move away from working with other chains that we've already been working with. For example, in the past few weeks, we've announced working with Zai, working with Monad, working with Base as well. All of these are really about helping games in those ecosystems scale and bringing what we call our identity and data layer to those ecosystems. Again, it's all powered by CARV ID. One integration I haven't talked about CARV ID on the B2B side is that games can integrate this ID as a login mechanism. And so now our user base can seamlessly log in to these games, right? So we're solving friction problems, right? This is a big issue when it comes to onboarding users into games. And again, we're still solving that data problem I mentioned earlier. A lot of these games struggle with effectively making the right decisions, right? We need to make data-driven decisions. And by integrating the CARV ID, you get user data indexed alongside that when they play the game. So again, an L2 or L3, continuous work with other games or with other ecosystems, continuous work with other games. There've been so many conversations I've had this week piling up in my Telegram, like, hey, can we have a game night with CARV? Hey, can we do some UA with CARV? So I think at our core, our community is still gamer centric, and they can expect a lot more games coming to the CARV platform in the future.
Are these like all like virtual game setups or something?
So
like virtual game nights?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would love to do LAN, right? We're throwing it back to when we were growing up. That'd be sick. But yeah, so usually the game nights are set up like we host them in our Discord. The founder, the devs, the team comes in. We do an MA. We just play live, multiplayer. But we also do a lot of in-person, off-site IRL meetups. During Token 2049 in Singapore, and then also Korea Blockchain Week, I think we had like 5, 6, 7 side events. I think my favorite one was at KBW. We teamed up with Monad, IntelliX, and Wormhole to throw a meetup. in Gangnam, and a lot of people came. It was a very interesting conversation with retail users. And the biggest takeaway I had was people are so excited about CARV on the ground and what we've built moving forward, or what we've built in the past. And they're expecting, they're really excited about what we're building. And so it's always nice to meet people who are using your product, are excited about what you're building. Shake their hand. They tell you how much or how excited they are. That's great. But what I wanted to say about the IRL meetups, you asked me like, is all of this community building virtual? Yes and no. We're still very focused on in-person meetups. And I would argue that you can't really build a project, you can't really build a community unless you're in the IRL trenches, So we've been traveling the world. We're going to continue to travel the world. And I think it's great meeting people in person. It's actually what is necessary for onboarding, right? I think it's a very important aspect. I think if teams are just in the shadows, nobody knows their face, nobody knows, anything they're doing aside from what they're building, nobody really cares, right? They want to meet the team.
That's awesome to hear, and no wonder there's so much buzz around this project. It seems insane about what the things that you're doing worldwide. Just to remind everyone, please make sure. I can see a lot of people have been winning some of the red packets, and yeah, you have to click really, really quickly to get those red packets. But make sure you.
Am I able to compete for red packets from the studio? Or
I don't know. Did you try and click on it?
I don't know. I don't see them pop up. I may open another window.
No. You have to go on our. Yeah, you have to go see it on the Bybit page, not on the studio.
StreamYard. Yeah, the studio.
But yeah, make sure to drop your questions in the comment section so I can ask Paul at the end. Yeah. So finally, Paul, how are you feeling about the listing tomorrow? Do you have any celebration plans once you go live?
Okay, so two parts. How am I feeling, and then celebration plan.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a certain level of anxiety when you get to a big point like that. We had a node sale back in May, June, right? Ended up very successful. We raised about a little over 35 mil. Huge shout out to the CARV community and new members of the community that came in to get involved with that sale. I remember being very anxious for that. For TGE, I'm feeling very prepared. It's more excitement than anxiety. Again, I think over the past 4 months since then, we've really just locked in as a team. I believe TGE is a culmination of everything we've built, right? And I think we've shipped more than projects who have done TGE before, right? I'm not singling out any projects. I'm just saying I believe we have done a lot before our TGE compared to some other projects, which sets us up for a very successful TGE. So a little anxiety, not so much, more so on the excitement side. I haven't been sleeping. I've been in the trenches with my community. So, they're in here. I just tuned into Discord when you were talking and they're like saying all this stuff to me. So I know they're here watching. In terms of celebration, very funny. A lot of people are like, Paul, we know as soon as TGE happens, you're going to be on some beach somewhere. You're not going to be in the Discord. You're not going to be talking to us, whatever. It's actually quite the opposite. CARV, I think we're planning on spending an all-nighter tomorrow, making sure everything is going great. We're responsive to the community if anything happens. But guys, the work starts tomorrow, right? I've been here almost 2 years now. Some of my team 3, some of our community 3 as well, right? So shout out to them. They're OGs, more OG than me. Tomorrow means nothing to us. It's just another day. We show up, we execute. Friday, we will show up, we execute. Saturday, we will show up, we execute. Sunday, we probably will show up and execute. Now the fun really begins. So no beach just yet, but I am in Thailand. Rainy season is ending. Guys, I will have a day or two while I'm on the beach, but I've got Discord on my phone, Twitter on my phone, so I'm always available. Celebration, I think we have a little bit of champagne that we'll have at the office, but buy the laptops, right? We're not going out clubbing or anything like that. I think TGE, although a celebration of what we built, is just the beginning.
Yeah, maybe we should throw a virtual after party, pop champagne all across the world.
Maybe I'm down for that. I'll hop on live somewhere. Maybe X, throw a space up and just hang out. I think very excited, little nerves. I think again, it really comes down to a couple things. We've got the team to roll with the punches and really execute. We got the community behind us. They're massive. They have big demands. I hope to make them proud, but I think the majority of them have our backs no matter what. So I think it'll be a really good day. No celebration just yet.
Amazing. Like I want to like reiterate the point where tomorrow is just another day, which is great. It's actually a really smart thing to say, especially because like you're trying to kind of go for the moon. But yes, every
Yeah.
single day is a step on the ladder. You just have
Yeah.
to keep going. Nothing should be over celebrated or over hyped. You should just
Yeah.
kind of
I will
take
echo
it goes.
one of our angels and personal friends, Jiho, founder of Axie Infinity. We talk a lot. We met up in Korea before this, and I was just talking to him about, you know, how do you kind of do this, pretty much, right? Because he's been here for like several years, and he just told me like do one hard thing a day, clock in, do the work, right? And so again, just like you said, it's just another day. We do the hard thing, we execute, and you just build days, you stack days. That's how you make a successful project. So just another day, but it's going to be a fun day. I think it's been a fun week all week.
Great, fantastic. I hope everyone's excited about the giveaways that we've been doing. There's so many red pack has been given out at the moment. Of course, the first one was for old users, and the second was for new users. So if you're brand new to Bybit, I hope you were able to claim. If not, don't worry. We'll have some more giveaways for you in the coming live streams, or even in in any of our posts that you see on our social media. So I know like now you're all fired up about CARV, and what's next? Well, you can still get in on some early action by trading on our spot pre-market before the official listing tomorrow. And don't forget, speaking of giveaways, we have a 900,000 CARV prize pool we've got waiting for you in our Token Splash event. So sign up for the event and be part of the winners. Like it's just an insane prize pool that we have. So make sure to jump in early, grab those perks. This is one you really don't want to miss out on. So at the moment, Paul, if you don't mind, I'm going to take some questions from the community that they've sent in. Some of them are really funny, and some of them are a bit more about the project. But
No,
let's,
I've been reading some that come by. I'll
yeah,
let you pick. I'll say I want to answer some. I think I could be able to hint at some, but yeah, I'll let you pick, Shadi. We'll roll with some.
yeah. Okay, let's start with the airdrop. Do you want to talk about the airdrop?
In what capacity? Yeah, I'll talk.
In what
I'll talk.
capacity? Everyone's asking, is there an airdrop happening tomorrow with the listing?
Yeah. So, okay. I don't know if we've made an announcement in the last hour since we've been here, but I will talk. I will hint because I know what they're asking. They're asking about checker. They're asking about whatever. But I guess for a little context to maybe some that don't know what happened over the past several months, we had our soul drop campaign ongoing. This is where users would be able to farm points, soul, right, through various activities, right? It really comes down to the account aggregation, right? Like if I linked my wallet, if I linked my Steam, whatever it is, I could farm a certain amount of points a day, right? And then there was also games you could play to accumulate soul as well. So yeah, there is an airdrop happening tomorrow. I'm trying to dance a little bit. What we've announced so far is that it's a 10% of the supply is allocated to the airdrop across 3 phases. Season 1, which has 4%. That's what everyone's anticipating. What they keep asking about is the checker, but I don't know if we've announced the checker since I've been on here. What I can say is that there's going to be more announcements before TGE. And I've been in the Discord. I've been seeing their questions. I've been seeing what they're anticipating, the ratio, right? They're asking conversion rate, and nobody's guessed it right. And from what I've seen, I think they're more bearish on the conversion than the reality, if that made sense. Like, I think they're going to be happy with the announcement on checker and the announcement on conversion. That's as much as I'm going to say. But also, there's rumors about the conversion rate. Nothing's been confirmed yet. If you see a screenshot, if you see just some random saying it in Discord, it's not true. You got to wait for CARV to officially tweet it out. And then myself and our team will be talking about the confirmed one. But I believe that they will be happy with what happens tomorrow. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can see some people asking about the conversion ratio as well.
Yeah, they're not going to get it from me on this
wait for
phase.
tomorrow.
They're not going to get it.
Great. There's the next question. This is actually quite a fun one since you're doing the tour of Asia. Does the car team have a tour in the Philippines to promote the car projects for gamers?
Yeah, this is such a good question. And Shadi, do we have a hard stop right now, or are we going for a little bit longer? Like how long can I
We can go for a bit longer. Let's answer a few questions and
Yeah.
we'll kind
Okay.
of stop it.
Perfect. So great question, Philippines specific. Last year, we're very close with YGG. Gabby, the founder there, is actually another angel in CARV. We've done tons of activations with them. Last year, we came to Manila for the YGG show. And then in April, I think we made a stop in Cebu and one other town as part of the YGG Roadshow. The Philippines we're very, very bullish on. My personal take, and I think CARV will back me, Southeast Asia, especially in GameFi, will lead the way. So it's a very important to, again, like I mentioned, go to these community meetups and meet the people, meet retail, meet your fans, meet your product users. I believe we will be there in November. I know the YGG has their event. So to answer their question, yes, we will be coming back to the Philippines. It's a spot we've been to. We got a great Filipino community. Yes, we will be around Asia. You can come find my face at some point next month. But there's also DevCon here in Bangkok. So if we have any Thailand listeners, we'll be there as well. We're very much focused on these in-person activations, like I said. Great question. I'll see you in the Philippines.
Amazing. And then there are some users that are kind of confused of which wallet addresses they should use and which chain that the drop is going to be. I'm not sure if that's something
chain
makes sense
is
to
base.
answer.
Chain is base.
Yeah. Okay.
Wallet addresses, I'm not sure the context they're saying, but whatever wallet they've been farming Soul Drop with, that should be good to go. But I feel like that's a user who may have had their wallet compromised. So I don't know. Just head to our Discord and get your question clarified. But I think you'll be okay.
Okay, cool. Perfect. I don't think there's any other questions worth noting because everything else seems like there are already things that you've answered before when we were doing our discussion. I just wanted to highlight something because I've been seeing a lot of people in the comments saying that they weren't able to cop the red packets because they think it's for new users only. No, that's not true. The first red packet at the beginning of the live stream was for all users. The second red packet was for new users. So of course we always try to give a fair chance for everyone to get these red packets. So yeah. So just to end on another positive note, just for everyone who didn't catch what I said before, you can still get in on the early action of trading on our spot pre-market with CARV, and we have a 900,000 CARV price pool in our Token Splash event. So make sure to sign up to that right after the live stream. And well, that's a wrap for today. Paul, thank you so much for your time. It was amazing to have you on. It's great to see what you guys have achieved.
30-second closing remark from me, maybe? Is that cool?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Shadi, great host. Had a good time. I've been doing these AMAs for a while. Had a good time with the camera on. It's always nice instead of a Twitter space. Nice change of pace. Shout out to Bybit for having us on. I think your community is great. From what I'm seeing on X and the chat, and I know our community showed up too. There's a lot of excitement. Look, I think if there's one thing you could take from this space is that if you're into gaming, if you're into data ownership, if you're into privacy, then I think we've got the project for you. And again, a lot of people are worried and concerned that TGE CARV dies, whatever. That's actually the reverse. I have been here for 2, right? And I think that's a long time for one person at one project. And I'll be here another 2 years, 3 years. The mission from our team is not to get rich, go on a beach, right? We want to build a consumer product that brings value to our users' lives. And I really believe we are in the process of doing that. So again, tomorrow's just the start. And I hope if you aren't already a CARV user, this 30 minutes hearing me shill my project has really excited you about the possibility of what CARV can do. And I think we're going to cook 2024, 2025, 2026. So very exciting. Thank you to everyone for showing up. And again, Shadi, Bybit, really had a good time.
Dude, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And we're all excited for tomorrow's listing. And I hope everyone joins the Token Splash, and I hope everyone wins. I mean, just come on, just fucking sign up, and we can do it. We can all win.
Sign up for Bybit, join the Token Splash. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, join the Token Splash. But yeah, hit the subscribe button to stay updated on all our pop-up live streams. We're gonna have quite a few of them this month, or this quarter. We're gonna be unboxing new listing launches and of course giveaways. So make sure to follow us on all social media, follow CARV on all social media, and also their Discord channels to stay up to date with everything they do. Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next live stream.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Shadi.
Bye.
Bye-bye.